My thoughts on yesterday. I was disappointed. I made this I made this video, which was obviously, try and get people to go down to Bloomfield Road. It was my rallying call, and I've thought about it since, and I think I did. I aimed it at the wrong people. I aimed it at the fans, and I thought the fans turned up, and I thought they were really good. And I don't know if anybody came because of watching that video, but I hope you did. If you did, but I think I should have done it to the team. Really, I think that's who the rallying call should have been, because for a semi-final with one step away from Wembley, we didn't really look like we were that bothered about it. Really, to be honest, it was the most bizarre night. I mean, I didn't like the look of the team when I saw it. I couldn't understand why Beasley, who's only played 5 minutes, would start with him. I couldn't. Matty Virtue, as he started, why would we start with him? And Connolly as well. He's not been starting. Why you wouldn't start with Dembele? I mean, Dembele scared Peterborough to death. You would think you would start with him, wouldn't you? And that was the first thing. The second thing was that we were clearly getting battered. They could have been 3 or 4 up quite easily at half time, and they were 1-0 up. And I couldn't believe that he didn't make any sort of change at half time. I just, honestly, it just didn't make any sense to me. I thought, surely you've watched that, and every fan could see that it wasn't working, it wasn't going right, and you needed to change it, and he didn't. And that was another thing that I didn't quite understand. And for a competition that we seem to be getting a lot of home advantage, and this was a home draw again, and we just beat them on Saturday. I thought, the cup was it was fated that we were going to be going to Wembley, and I can't believe that we lost so badly, and I can't believe how well Peterborough played. I thought they were fantastic. That's exactly the sort of football that we all want to see, isn't it? Where all they did was they passed around the back to just basically tire us out. That's what I thought. They had us running around like headless chickens, which was brilliant. I mean, there was a few moments, but we nearly took it off them. But they really had just had us in the palm of our hands, didn't they? Maybe if Dembele and Lavery had been on, they wouldn't have had as much time as they did. But then they always had an out ball, didn't they? There was no hoofing it long. They always had plenty of space. They always had somebody they always somewhere to put the ball when they wanted to move it forward. And then when they moved it forward, then they came at us, and then they nearly scored. And they did that on numerous occasions where they just got themselves out of defence, played a nice ball across, suddenly a very quick move, loads of guys in space, all running, making space, and they were on the attack, and we needed a world-class save from O'Donnell or a last-ditch, long-legged save by Ekpateta, and it was just rinse and repeat, wasn't it? And all we did all the time was just basically we just pass around the back, and then we just hoof, don't we? We just get into a mess, back to Grimsh, back to O'Donnell, hoof it long, back in, give the ball back to them. And there was a couple of times when we were going forward in the first half, and Husband, was bringing the ball forward, and you think, go on, Husband. And he just, it was like a little chip shot, a little golfer's chip shot over the top, but to nobody. Just to nobody. Anyway, this is your say. So let's go through. I'm going to read you out. You get a chance to say. I've changed the settings as well now. You have to be a subscriber to be able to post a comment, and that should stop these sex bots and all that. They won't be able to post because it's only subscribers only. So that's why I'm doing it. I don't want these. What was somebody married the other day that was blooming posting all the time. It just does my head in, right? Shazza Harvey says, shocking. Disappointing more than shocking, I think, for me. Stephen Jones said, we just need to focus on the league now, trying to get in the top 6. There were lots of criticism towards Critch. It wasn't the best game yesterday. He should have started Dembele. Yes, exactly. Just what I was saying as well. We've got to concentrate. Well, there's nothing left, is there? That's it. Concentrate on the league. The trouble is that, you know what? I don't know. I met the guys. I went over to the Armfield yesterday. I was talking to Raggy and Higgy and all these people in the Armfield, and I was trying to talk to them. They were saying, "Oh, we're forgetting the playoffs. No chance." But I was saying, if for us to get in the playoffs now, we'd have to go on a pretty good run to get in the playoffs. And if we got on a good run, we'd be a different sort of side than we are right now. We'd be confident, going into the playoffs confident. And I don't think you can kind of say that, we couldn't do it if we got in the playoffs, because we'd have to just by the fact we got in him, we'd have to be playing a lot better than we are. We'd have to be a good side. We'd have had to probably won 10 games, is it? Or 9 games out of those last. So we'd have to be really on form. So I think, and I was trying to tell the lads this, it's, we've all seen Blackpool come at the end. If they do come at the end, it's not over yet. I know I'm mental, but it's not over yet. Stephen Jones also says a lot of the fans after the game shouting at Critchley and telling him to resign at the end of the day. He's our manager. We just need to keep backing him. It doesn't help, does it? It doesn't really help. I can't see the club sacking him. I can't see him walking away right now. But really, you've got to kind of still be behind him, even though you feel terrible. Shazza Harvey says, can't back him. Sorry. Yeah, I can understand it. I really can. Right, Stephen Jones also says the referee was terrible. It was never a penalty where their player went into O'Donnell. What do you think, Lee? At the game, I've not watched it. I've not watched a replay of it. I was just at the game, and it didn't look like a penalty. I thought it was very soft, but it was close. You couldn't really tell. It all happened pretty quick. And I just say in the video that it was close. I wasn't too sure. And I have read on A View from the Tower, somebody said that, if the referee lets play on in the box and they don't score, he can pull it back. It's the only time in the box that you can pull it back. You can't let play on and go to the player and then pull it back because they lost it or something. But so I don't know. Daz BFC says top 6 is a pipe dream. And he also says it's been a rubbish season. Watching us this season has been boring on the whole. It's not been the greatest season, has it? There's been some highlights. We've looked really good at times. That was just, it was a disaster, wasn't it? It was just a disaster yesterday. And after my rallying call, I thought the Blackpool fans did turn up. I thought we made loads of noise. I thought the North Stand was just unbelievable. If you watch the video, I hope you watch the video. I know you won't want to watch the video, but to be honest, it helps. If what's happening at the moment is that people aren't watching the videos, because we lost or something. But there's more to these videos than just the fact that we lose. And what happens is if people don't watch the videos, what happens with YouTube is that all the people that normally watch my videos, which are the people that are watching the videos when I win, it sends it out. It sends them all a thing to promote it to them, and then they don't watch it, and then YouTube will just stop promoting because they think, oh, this is a rubbish video. And it's not a rubbish video. It's a really good video. So even if you don't want to watch it, put it on silent on your phone and let it run for 12 minutes and don't even bother watching it, but get the views, because it's just killing the channel at the moment because people aren't watching because Blackpool aren't doing well. And that's all the effort I put in. I am not Blackpool FC, so I appreciate if you do watch the videos. Even if you don't watch them, just let them play through and just leave them watching, and that'll help YouTube get back on, because I'm not getting a kick off It's Ramos anymore because he doesn't do any videos anymore, and I'm not getting that build up on views. So I need you to watch these things, and even if you don't watch it, just say put it on silent, watch it, please. Really, please do. If you support the channel, watch the videos. What do I think of Critchley? What do I think of Critchley? That's a great question. I loved him first time around. I did. I loved him. And I thought he was going to take us places. And I was devastated when he left, even though it was terrible at Peterborough. Peterborough again, 5-0. It was terrible. But yeah, I really liked him. And but I'm not liking the way we're playing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Critch. But I just Critch, if you're watching this, Neil, right, sit down with the video and watch how Peterborough played. That's how we should be playing, like Peterborough played. It was brilliant. Honestly, they look like bloody Real Madrid, Peterborough, last night. They were brilliant. Hi, Steve. Hi, Steve Huntley. Russell Mark Lambert says, I was embarrassed last night. Very wrong tactic and wrong team choice. I was a Critchley fan, but my patience is wearing thin. Rusty in St. Helens. Yeah, it is hard to really take, isn't it, after that? It's really, really hard. It was really hard. It was, I felt really sad for all the people that had gone with all the hope and all these singing and the kids and everything. It was just, and it's one of those games, isn't it, where we've got there was 6,044 and they brought about, did they bring 250, 300? 300 tops. I'm surprised with any more than 300, maybe 300. So there was 5,700 Blackpool fans there. So we've got 5,700 making loads of noise, and they've got 250 making a bit of noise. And yet they beat us. You know what I mean? All that noise, all that cheering on, it didn't make any difference. The players didn't play. They just didn't play well. Stephen Huntley says, what an embarrassment last night was. Yeah, it was. It was just, yeah, it was. Home. Yeah, and Peterborough hadn't won for 4 games, had they? So they were a team coming into the game not in confidence, but they just absolutely blooming taught us a footballing lesson, didn't we? I say at the end of the video, we were outplayed, outpassed, outclassed, outthought, outscored. You know, they just were just too good for us. I mean, they were brilliant. We were utter garbage. It really is one of the worst performances I've seen from Blackpool, and we've seen some bad ones this season, but that was really, really poor. Again, why would you start with that team? Why? You're on a road to Wembley, one win away from Wembley. You've got the home advantage, and you do that. Oh, there we are. It was that was the worst performance from Blackpool I've seen in years. Really tired of critics changing a winning team. Yeah, exactly. We just beat Peterborough, didn't we? I mean, if anything, you know, we saw how to beat them. That second half at Peterborough, we beat them, didn't we? It could have been more than the 2. We had a penalty. You know, a stonewall penalty. We didn't get Peterborough, did we? But so we knew how to beat them, and we knew what team. Whether he was thinking because he brought Beasley on the last 5 minutes and we scored a goal, he needed Beasley on. That's the only thing I can think of. Because why you would start with Beasley, you know, nothing against Beasley, but you know, he's played 5 minutes since Christmas, hasn't he, really? That's it. Owen Gallagher's here. Hello, Owen. Look, they had no interest in being there last night. Well, yeah, you know, you would. I was saying to Jane, and she didn't like it, but whenever you get into one of these finals, semi-finals, and you go into Wembley and you're playing somebody, yeah, and it's the semi-final. When have we as Blackpool ever met Blackpool like that? When do you ever get to one of the most important games of the season, and somebody just like rolls over and dies for you like we did last night? When does that ever? You know, I was thinking, you know, going back to Huddersfield and the golden goal with Bully. You know, we were 2-0 up, and the game started off, and within 5 minutes it was all square. Well, you know, they came at us like gangbusters. They were all over us really the whole game. I think the golden goal was all we did. I mean, it was wonderful, but you know, we never, ever does anybody roll over like Blackpool did last night. Everything we did was wrong, wasn't it? You know, if Peterborough, if we'd have been playing, we'd have brought out our first team, and Peterborough I put in like 3 players that hadn't played for months. One guy just come back from injury, played for 5 minutes in a game, and you know, we'd set up the way we set up and played the way, and they'd have played the way we played, which is just like so many times we get on the front foot, we go forward, we get into the middle, we get to the middle of the box, we get in near to the box, and then we kind of just run out of ideas, don't we? What do? We just turn around and pass it back, and it goes back to the halfway line back. And by that time, it's all gone. Peterborough were just swashbuckling the way through, weren't they? So how could we turn up? I don't know. How could we play that bad? It just makes no sense to me at all. I don't want to moan. I don't want to be a moaning channel, but I have to moan a little bit about last night because I was really disappointed. I was so looking forward to going to Wembley, and another great memory, and taking the boys, everything I said in the video, and you know, I said more in the video, but it was so windy, and I used the mic thing, and it picked up the wind, and you couldn't hear me talking, so I had to cut a lot of it out. I wish I'd have just stayed with the wind muff thing on the camera. It'd have been better. But there was loads of stuff I said about how important it was, and it was really important. These things, winning a cup, you know, what being a football club fans all about, isn't it? Winning something. You know, if we were all watching Squires Gate, say for instance, and they got into the final of whatever it was, and you won it. It'd be one of the greatest days of your life. It doesn't matter how Mickey Mouse it is. You're at that level. You follow Squire's Gate. They're in the cup that's relevant to where they are in the ladder of things, and you go, don't you? And I mean, my youngest was in the under-18s final in the summer, and the final was at Bloomfield Road, and it was 1-1 at the end, and they had to go to penalty shootout, and Sebi scored an absolute stunning penalty, and we won on penalties. There was only about 150 people there, but I was going mental. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say it was the Mickey Mouse cut. It was so important to everything. And when he was taking his penalty, I felt sick. You know, I thought, oh God, if he misses this, how am I going to console him and all this sort of stuff? And it means so much. And to me, that's the only cup we can win. And we're not going to win the FA Cup. We're not going to win the League Cup. But that was a cup we could win. And I seriously did believe that whoever won that game between us and Peterborough are going to win. They're going to win it. I think Peterborough will win it, and it was our chance. And it was what's this? Joe Bosselmy. Outfought, outclassed, outplayed, out of depth, not good. Strange team selection, not good. I fear that Saturday will be a spanking at home. Well, we all do, however. Well, surely he wouldn't. He won't start that team on Saturday. Well, you know he's going to change it anyway, because there's no way he'll stay with that team. But I just wish there's, your dad, my dad, your dad's dad, your granddad, your great granddad, the first caveman said, "Stick, we're the winning team." They all said it. It started off in caveman days. It's ridiculous to keep. I mean, why would you change that winning team from Peterborough? You battered them second half. We battered Peterborough second half. And that wasn't the team, was it? We weren't playing with that team at Peterborough, were we? So we've just beaten Peterborough. We've just given them a footballing lesson in the second half, all over them, and we come out playing like we did. We did 5 minutes, didn't we? 5 minutes of, we got a corner, everybody was up, and then you could see it just all going slowly but surely wrong, couldn't you? Do I think Saturday is a big game? Yes, of course. It's a big game for everybody, really, isn't it? Nobody wants to lose to Bolton. We've already lost to him. I didn't think we deserved to lose to him, to be honest. I thought we gave as good as we got. I know we had no shots, but we had loads of attempts. They got blocks in everywhere, Bolton. There could have been a lot of shots on target, but they just defended, and then we just gave a stupid goal away, didn't we? And give them the game. And so I don't want to lose to Bolton again. I don't. And just the fact that Ian Evans going to come here, but we have beat him in that cup, so they're going to be up for revenge for that. It's not going to be easy. Now, Mr. Radas is here. Perspective is required. The fickleness of football supporters, fueled by amateur media coverage, is testament to what this modern world has become. Blackpool supporters remember what was. I don't know. I get what you're saying. Yeah, we've had it so shit that we should just be able to put up with shit and not be arse that we didn't get to Wembley and we didn't play well in the semi-final, and we went and we spent our money. Some people have spent, what was it? It's £15 a ticket. Everybody's got to buy these tickets, right? These are on top of what we're already spending to be Blackpool fans. So we're already buying season tickets, Yeah, they were 15 quid, but if you go 15 quid, there's 2 of you, that's 30 quid. If you go with your son, he's over 20, he's 15 quid. If you go with your kids, I don't know what they were going for. But at the end of the day, if we average it out over the 6,000 people that were there, say it was £10 a head, that's 60 grand, plus they're getting Sky money, all those collective hearts were broken last night. And it's not being fickle, it's just watching shit and just not being happy with it. It doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. I used to work with a bank manager that, the day would be really bad, and he said, well, there's always people worse off than yourself. You should be happy that you've got this and you've got your health and you've got that, and it doesn't matter. If you're having a shit day, you're having a shit day. It doesn't matter. It's not fickleness at all. It's just, I'm sorry, just because it was bad in the Oysters doesn't mean we have to we have to watch that and say, oh, well, that's all right, isn't it? It was bad with the Oysters. We've got it a lot better now. Just put up with that. Just watch that garbage and be absolutely devastated and go home and it ruin your weekend. It just football ruins your weekend. Just we're back. Football fans, we're back. We want to win. We want to win. It's not about how bad it was with the Oysters. We want to win. We want to see good football. That's it. That's the bottom line. Anyway, got me ranting. Right, Dunbar says, season's done late, in my opinion, but that's only my opinion. With Critchley, if we get rid of him and bring someone fresh in, we can save it. I don't know. Can we? Can we save it? I don't know. What's this? These kind of channels are testament to the modern world. However, is it too much to expect some positivity and support from these kind of people? What, when we've just lost 3-0 in the semi-final? Oh God, Nomis, honestly, God, give it a rest. Honestly, give it a rest. Russell Mott Lambert, oh, hi Richard. Christopher Shaw says Critchley is a coach. He certainly isn't a manager. And Dunbar says we can't do possibility if there's nothing to be positive about. It's exactly right. How positive do you want us to be? No. We come back. We were a championship side. We got in the championship. We had a terrible year last year when we got relegated. And we're having a terrible year this season. It's all gone pear-shaped. We've just lost in the semi-final of the Bristol Street Motors Cup, and there's a million kids crying today, but you want us to be positive. Jesus Christ. Steve Huntley says he won't walk away now. He'll do what he did the other year and go just before next season. Maybe. Blackpool or a touch outside the pit. It's a positive. We should be thankful we're a touch outside. I'll be thankful if we're in the playoffs at the end of the season. That's where I'll be thankful. I'm not thankful that I'm just outside him at the moment. I'm not. I'm sorry. The club is progressing off the field and on a stable financial footing. That's a positive. Rome was not built in a day. So do you not feel like you're kind of back where we were, like when all this started? We haven't progressed much, really. Yeah, we've still got the same PA system. It's about a lick of paint. The pitch is better. Yeah, I'll give you that. Are we playing better football than we were in COVID when we had Ellis Sims and Embo and Daniel Ballard? Are we playing better now than we were then? Would you say we're better? I don't know. Rachel says, why does it Ramos not post anymore? It doesn't post because the club have told him, as they told us as well this year, but last year was slightly different. But the club have told YouTubers that the EFL are going to shut down any YouTube channels that show match footage. And I don't know. I know they say that, but you look at Thogden with his 1.5 million subscribers, and he's there at Bolton versus Burton Albion on New Year's Day. He's done his blog. He doesn't go to Bolton very often, but he goes and he shows loads of goals, match action and everything else. And he's got 1.5 million. Are they going to shut him down? Are they really that bothered? I don't know. But anyway, that's what they've told him. However, we went in to see the club the year, towards the end of last season, and they were telling us that if we, because they actually turn a blind eye to our match footage, that if I wanted to say anything controversial, like I did last year, just because I got the prices of the tickets wrong and everything, and they weren't happy about it when I said they were 30, they were 20, and I've already apologized, but they said I had to ring the media team to check my facts. That was the meeting we had with Ben and Brett. That was the meeting. So basically, because I can show the match footage, but if I want to start saying controversial things, I've got to check my facts. And we said to them at the meeting when he said that, we said, look, I said, look, to be honest with you, I don't want to put match footage in because I'm then relying on match footage for people to watch the videos. And if my videos only get watched when Blackpool win, and I can't build a channel where people enjoy the videos that I make without the match footage, I might as well just pack it in. Because if I'm relying on Blackpool Football Club to make me successful, and to only be Blackpool Football Club fans watching it and other football fans not watch it because it's a good thing, then I'm just doing it all wrong. So I said, look, we don't want to put match footage in anymore because I don't want to film it, if I'm being honest, because I can't enjoy the game really. I don't want to film the game. I'm worrying all the time that I'm going to miss some goal or something. So we just prefer, like we did in lockdown, which is what I said to them, where Jane and I just did watch alongs and we talked to you guys. So we kind of took our watch along to the ground. So we talked to you during the game, and we try and make it exciting, and we also try to make it, show you how bad it is, and hopefully people will watch it. And if you don't, and if the only people that want to watch my videos are people that want to watch the match footage, then I might as well just pack in tomorrow, to be honest. I might as well pack it all in, because it's going nowhere if people just want to watch the match footage. But I think it's Ramos's, he wants to be in media. So he wants to be like a proper media person, not like me. So he wants to go, that's his career. He wants to do media studies. So he's been given an opportunity at Fleetwood to work with the media team. So he's taken it, and every credit to him. That's where he wants to go. And he probably realizes that 4,600 subscribers makes you nothing on anything that you do. Like, it doesn't, this is just an expensive hobby. So if he's got the chance to do his dream and be in media, then good luck to him. I mean, anybody that honestly thinks you need, like, I don't know, you need 100,000 subscribers to even get close to making money, a million probably if you're going to make decent money. But it's just a hobby. That's all it is, an expensive hobby. Ryan Dunbar says, why is it we as fans expected us to piss the league? Because, as we said before, if you have something about you, you can get out of the league. Well, history doesn't tell us that, really, Ryan, to be honest. Blackpool got relegated in 1976, and it took us till 2006 to get back in to the Division 2, the Championship, and a lot of Blackpool fans thought they'd be straight back up, and it took them 30 years. You can be stuck down here forever. These little teams just beat you. It's a thing. I've seen it loads of times, but I did kind of think we would do well this season, but I'm not too sure now, to be honest. Owen Gallagher says, if I was given the choice of which game out of the two we'd win, I would have taken the 3 points on Saturday all day long. Yeah, of course. Well, you would if we all had a crystal ball and we know that we're going to get in the playoffs, and that was a valuable win, but it might have been for nothing, and we might not get in the playoffs and we've missed our chance. So I don't know. And I actually thought that we needed to win this to bring the confidence in with the team and start playing better. Right. Dave Hart says, we're a million miles away from getting promoted. It's all stale under Neil Critchley. Sometimes it isn't, is it? Sometimes it isn't. It's not always stale. I think one of the problems is when you bring somebody back and it's not popular, and it's not 100% popular, then a lot of people are not going to forgive anything. We're going to see the bad. We're going to focus on the bad. We're not going to celebrate. I can't remember which the game was where we won quite really comfortably, and people coming out saying, it was bored. It was a boring game. Well, I take boring wins all day long, but people were bored because we won too easy. So it's not been all bad, but people, that was bad. That was bad. Oh, Nomis. I kind of agree with you on that. Neil is stubborn. He is a fantastic coach. He was a fantastic coach. Just answer me this, Neil, right? Okay, so we watched two teams. We watched two teams last night play football. And we watched us, and we played Peterborough. Now, asking the question, which brand of football did you prefer watching last night? If you watched it, did you prefer the way we're playing under Neil Critchley or the way that Peterborough played last night under Darren Ferguson? And normally, I'm always happy to play Darren Ferguson because I think I always say, he's not like his dad, is he? He's really useless. We normally beat him, but he just the way that Peterborough played was marvelous, wasn't it? They got into space, made a lot. It was like watching the. Anyway, I don't know. Is he that good? Is he that good anymore? I don't know. It just. Nomish Radar says no training ground after a year. Well, it's not even a year. It's longer than a year, isn't it? It's been the plans have been submitted into the new plans or whatever they were. They had to do were submitted nearly a year ago now. But we've been at this for longer than a year, hasn't it? Just Rachel Roll says we give the ball away too much. Yeah, because we just hoof it all the time. All we do is that we just kind of, I don't know, we just half the time are passing around the back and they're passing around the back. Although, they did nearly cock it up a few times, but we get into these really bad situations, don't we, where you're just like, it's just terrifying. And we just like clip it back to Grimmy or O'Donnell last night, and they just hoof it forward, or they give it to, I don't know, they're under so much pressure that they just hoof, just like hoof anywhere. They've got two men closing them down, and they hoof. But you didn't see that from Peterborough at all last night, did you? Did Peterborough ever hoof the ball out of defence? They always had somebody spare to just nice little ball forward, on they go. Perspective. I can't. My life, my journey says, where is the progress? It's regression. It's pathetic. Stop making excuses. We are a big club managed in the wrong way. It does feel that way at the moment, doesn't it? It just feels like the whole thing is just, I don't know. You can only judge on what you're seeing in front of your own eyes, aren't you? And you're coming out sometimes. I mean, you're coming out from that last night, and you haven't got words for it, really, have you? It's just so bad. It's so bad. And I have to make a video about it as well. Right. NA. Have you any idea how much investment is going to the youth set up under the current ownership? No, I haven't got any idea. And I don't see anything coming out of the youth setup either. At the moment, we can only judge it on what we're seeing. At the moment, I'm seeing nothing coming out of this youth setup at all. So they're either not putting a lot of money into it, or they're putting a lot of money into it and it's not working. As far as I'm concerned, it's not working. Right, well, that's good to hear. It's absolutely fantastic. So hopefully we'll start to see the fruits of this coming through. Eventually, we might just see some Blackpool youth coming through to the team, which would be great, wouldn't it? Nick Harrison is here. Oh, we know what we're getting here, don't we? We spell Sadler wrong all the time. I might ban anybody who posts his Sadler's name with double D, because it's just one D. Still, people blaming Critchley. I blame Sadler. His model of loan players only will never work at top level in any league. There has been some shit years over recent times. It was looking good, and the loans that we used during COVID were phenomenal, weren't they? Dan Ballard, Ellie Sims, Embo, they were great. So it can work. But then again, for every one of them, there's a Tyrese John Jules, isn't there? But, I don't know. Ian Barron says you should go all out to play and win at Wembley Simples in any way. Who did you get beat by? Oh, Ian, how can you be in this stream and not know who we got beat by? I'll Google it. Google it, Ian. Just Google it. I really haven't got the patience for that. Hello, Gary. How you doing? My life, my journey. We've just come down for the championship. The excuses are like we've come up from League Two. Who's excusing? I haven't got any excuses. Not here. I'm disappointed. Really disappointed. Start to kick off. Blackpool, the full-time Darlington FC. Well, yeah. Nick Harrison says, most successful teams generally keep the same side, tweak it a bit, but nearly same 11 every game, especially if you're winning, as things, oh, we won't have a settled side. No, I mean, my dad would always say, stick with a winning team. I mean, Critchley did actually stick with a winning team in COVID, didn't he? He kind of stuck with it towards the end. We got so good, but I don't know. We rolled over versus Bradford. Okay, is that in? Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. That was equally as bad, wasn't it? Yeah. Bradford at home. Oh God, please don't. Giorgio says, no excuse. We should have played our best team. Now it's a must win on Saturday, and we need to get top 6. We do. We can still do it. We can still do it, but I thought that win, getting to Wembley would really, really kick us on, and I feared losing would let us lose, the momentum and everything. Steve Trainer says, yes, embarrassing last night. Yes, it was indeed embarrassing. And on Sky TV, it was bloody awful. I don't want to moan about it, but it was bloody awful. Wayne Hayes says Connolly and Virtue should never play for us again. Well, again, both of those two players have not been playing, have they? Connolly's been dropped for quite a number of games now. Virtue hasn't really played much, has he? Very little football. So why? Why would you start them? I don't know. Harry's here. Look. Nobber alert. Hope all those lashes who bought tickets for the Wembley train enjoy their day out. Well, not me. Duncan Wood said positive, as it was only 3-0, could have easily been 7. Yeah, well, this is the thing. Why? When you saw that first half, I mean, and everybody around me was saying the same thing. You've got to change it at half time. You know what I mean? We could be 4-0 down here. We're looking to be 1-0. It's, you've got to change this team. It's not working, is it? And they all try out the same team. I'm thinking, oh my God, no. No, we can't just walk away from our club, can we? That's not a thing. Do I think we will get playoffs with the way we are playing? With the way we are playing, no. We're not going to get that. We're not going to make, with the way we're playing at the moment. This is what I was saying to Raggy last night. With the way we are playing at the moment, there is no chance. But if you go on a run, and we're going to have to go on a run, if Blackpool get into the playoffs, we will have gone on a run. And we will be playing really well to get in them. So, yeah. If we'll get in the playoffs and we can win them as well if we go on a run. Problem is, at the moment, I don't think we're going to go on a run. I don't have a lot of faith in it. I don't. Mick Harrison, it's game over if we get battered by Bolton on Saturday. Even with a win, it's a big ask to get into the top 6. Need us to win 5 on the spin and the current top 6 to lose 5. It's not going to happen. It's kind of one of those funny things, though, isn't it? You can have a couple of wins, can be a couple of losses, and you can find yourself in the playoffs within a few games. And if we did that, then you're in them. And then you're in them, and then it's a whole different thing. It's the mentality changes, everything changes, but it really does. We've got to win on Saturday. It still wouldn't be over because we could do a perfect 10, but it's pretty much over if we do. Wayne Hayes. Wayne Hayes says, bearing in mind how our away form is, it probably saved me 350 quid with last night's result. Yeah, every cloud. I did say that to Jane. That saved us a lot of money actually going to Wembley and losing at Wembley. It would be 350, 40. It's 400 quid in it, definitely for two of you, with food and the tickets. I mean, the tickets were about 80 quid last time, were they 75 or something when we went? And it's expensive. It isn't expensive. Steve Hunter said we didn't put up with the oysters, but the oyster scum, if we had, they'd still be here. Yeah, but you can't compare anything to that, really, can you? it was a different thing. We did put up with the Oi scum for a bloody long time, actually, and it was only really when they took the money out. The discontent started really when Owen Oyston paid himself that massive £12 million. That was the start of the rumblings, and then losing Holloway and not backing him, not getting that player that scored, Vaste, that scored against us when Holloway was after him. That had a bit more discontent. And then it all started going pear-shaped as the Oystons became more obnoxious, didn't they? Carl with his standing with his sign with Oyston Cash Cow and all the stuff that started going on. And then once they started suing the fans, and that was when the boycott really came in. I think if they hadn't started suing fans, I think they might still be here, but we put up with them for a long time. Football fans do put up with stuff. We might moan and groan, but we put up with stuff. And we had 10 fabulous years under the Oystons, and they were terrible. I hated them then, but we had some wonderful times with them. The LDV finals, the playoff finals, getting into the Premier League. The fact that people say, well, Bellicon got us there, but who got Bellicon in? The Oystons got Bellicon in. But not for the Oystons, we wouldn't have had Bellicon. So at that time, I hated him. I used to hate Carl with his pre-lets and all that stuff. It used to really wind me up. But we did good things. It was just when they turned on the fans and started doing what they did that it all really went bad. Oscar Rambo says, I've been saying for a while now, we sing about how hard the boycott years were, but this isn't much better. We're nowhere near the playoffs this year, and I feel that this was Neil Critch's last chance, his last night for me. Yeah, it was the boycott years were hard because we didn't go. And it was hard. I say it on loads of podcasts that I go on that, the last game I took my youngest to, he was asking me about Bloomfield Bear, and then so the next game in the timeline from him being a little boy, he was then playing for his local teams and he'd been at Burnley Academy and he was really opinionated on football. And I sat with him and I thought, blimey, this life I've missed so much of taking my children to football. And that's why the boycott years were hard. Staying away from football and giving up the thing that you love was hard. This is just a football game, and we've all been through this pain. I've been through this pain so many times that it really doesn't hurt me as much as it used to. I mean, my dad, would always say it. I can handle the losing. It's the winning I can't cope with. And you think back to Bradford in the playoffs. My God, that was bloody pain. I tell you, we have had some pain. Brian is here, says, decent side, Peterborough. That young and confident back four is one of the best I've seen at that level. Wouldn't be surprised if at least two of them went on to a very high level. Yeah, I would say so as well. They looked like Real Madrid last night, didn't they? Let's be honest. And we just looked like pub team, didn't we? Oh, yeah, Simon Sadler. It could be Simon Sadler. Well, when Simon's in on the stream. Oh, Simon, we never say anything bad about you, but blooming heck, Simon, what are you doing? Imagine being a Darlington FC fan. We were made bankrupt in 2011, reformed in 2012, demoted 4 leagues. We're currently a part-time fan-owned National League North club, and we've had 3 promotions a day. Well, you're having more fun than we are. It doesn't, listen, I say this all the time. It doesn't matter where you are in the bloody league. It doesn't matter if Blackpool would have gone out of business and are set up as Blackpool AFC Fan United, and we'd have come back from the very bottom and we'd have been winning and going to little villages and winning. It doesn't matter. It's winning is what football's all about. It doesn't matter if you're in the Premier League. If you're losing, it's shit. If you're in the Championship and you lose it, it's shit. It's shit wherever you are. You know what I mean? You don't be in the Championship and say, oh, this is great, losing, because we're in the Championship. And you're not in the Premier League. You're thinking, oh, we just lost to Arsenal. How fantastic. We actually played Arsenal. I'm so happy because I'm in the Premier League. You're miserable because you're losing. So wherever you are, in whatever league you're in, You have to be winning and near the top to be happy. And if you're not happy. You're not, as a football fan, you're not happy. You want to see good football. You want to see winning football. You want to see football that excites you. And you don't want to be hanging on every game, praying for the whistle to go and all that. You want a team that just plays so well and can beat who's in front of you. And if Blackpool had gone out of the leagues, we'd have been playing little blooming part-time clubs and we'd have been just romping every league and it'd have been great. And it'd have been a journey, a story you could write a book about. You can say, you're so right with that, Rambo. And people say we're in a stable position. We were stable under the outcomes, never in debt. Oh, still that double D. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to just start reading him out because I just can't read that double D. It annoys me. It just does annoy me. It annoys me every time you post it. I've got to be honest. It's like, it's SADLER. Craig Perrin says, we are abysmal. The players have completely stopped buying into anything Critchley is trying to do, albeit the wrong thing to start with, but they tried to embrace it, and now they just look like a beaten and exasperated set of players with his methods. I think a lot of people saying that. I think you can read into things. I don't know if that's actually the situation, but we just didn't play like it was a cup. It was like a semi-final to get to Wembley, did we? We didn't play. I mean, what did we have? 3 shots? Did we have 3? I don't even know if you could call them shots, but 3. So it was poor. Kenny Fryer says every team have got down days. Yes, of course, every team has down days. And when you're down, you're allowed to moan and be disgruntled and be unhappy about it. If you're down, you're down. And I'm down. I don't want to be a moany channel. I don't want to be a moany channel. I want to be a positive channel. But I'm just so not at the moment. I'm just so peed off with it all. Russell C said, watch yourself, Lee. Don't say anything controversial. Like we were shit last night. I sort of like come out with a statement again, crying. Oh my God, yeah. Yes, it's a good thing you're not putting footage in. It's unfair to make other football fans watch this show. Well, they'd have loved it, wouldn't they, Peterborough fans, if they'd had the footage in, because they've seen all the goals and they've seen us, from our end. But, that's one of the beauties of putting footage in. People do watch it and watch the footage, but it's not for me. I'm not bothered about the footage. I could, make a video. I like the fans, talking to fans. I liked, if you've watched the video, the shots that I took, I actually like that. I've said to Jane before, I like that position in the ground where you're looking across at the North Stand because it's just so impressive. It's so loud. When you're in the South, you don't get how loud the North is. But when you're in that corner, my God, it's so loud, man. It's awesome. It really is awesome. And I hope if you watch the video, the clips that I got of the North Stand singing, it is, oh man, the comments are not consummate of the fan base. I hear you at Ryan, but you're typical of a reaction, fickle football. So do you think, Nomas, that all those people at that game last night are all happy and joyful today? All, the sun's shining. It's all wonderful. It must be awful when North End are flying in the Championship. No, not really, because we're not in the Championship, are we? So it doesn't really. It would be if we were in the Championship. I don't. Good luck to you. I still don't think you'll do it. I'm sorry. One big question is, what has Lyons done to upset Critchley? Has he upset Critchley? You might have upset him. Maybe he's just not got back his mojo from, losing his dad. It affected him, and maybe he's still affected by it. He's still not right. Maybe. We don't know we don't know, do we? Simon's team are very right. They do, to challenge inaccurate in information. Yes, indeed they do, and they did. And, yep, We were wrong. We said that the tickets were 30. But I said to them at the time that the tickets were 30, were 20. But to be honest with you, who wants to go when you're fighting relegation and your season's been terrible? Don't matter how cheap your tickets are, it's too late. You've blown it. Blackpool versus Bolton on Saturday. Yeah, we need to win. We need to win it. Whether we will or not, after that, if we play like we did last night, we have not got a hope in hell. Right, Jateless, if you thought Norburn was poor last night and we deserve a new field, and yet I thought that Norburn had his best game against Peterborough on Saturday. I thought he played really well. I thought it was the best we've seen him play. Whether we need better, I think, again, it's just bad luck in it. Kenny Dougal has to blooming decide to leave when he's just starting to play really, really well. And he bossed the game at Portsmouth, didn't he? We won that game and he was brilliant, Kenny Dougal. To lose him. How is he fantastic? How is he, Christmas? He went to Gerard's mate at Villa. He went to be Gerard's mate at Villa. Yeah, and they bored the Stones to death. I didn't really follow it, but they got sacked. I mean, yeah, with a terrible brand of football. But what's that Critchley's football? Was it Gerard's? I don't know. He went to QPR and played terrible football, sending Glass Eyes to sleep. He's not good. Steve bought me. Oh, Steve, you're the one that bought me a coffee. Thank you very much. Yeah, you've reminded me now. I can put that up, can't I? Yeah, let's put that on there just to remind people that, you can actually now buy me a coffee, which is kind of cool. And I thought, will that go there? Yeah, there you go. Look, little QR code there. You can buy me a coffee and, buy me a coffee to let me get over No Moss's Radas. God, let's see, what else have we got? Oh God, there's quite a lot of comments here. Sent me an email. Okay. Dennis Duxbury says, you both do a great job, Lee. Don't ever stop. Critchley needs to be gone. Should have got a strong number 2 like Calderwood to guide his lack of management ability. He's a stubborn man. Yes, there's a lot of calls. We do know that we did start playing better when Calderwood came in. It is true. So I won't read double D's out. Right. Adam Walsh says, so many players wouldn't get a game at Common Edge on a Sunday morning. Beasley, Virtue, Connolly Husband is shocking. It was looking good, though, a few weeks ago, wasn't it? Yeah, flying in the championship. Yeah, they've got a good start. I mean, they keep winning, which is quite amazing. Michael Stewart Haig is here. Hello, Michael. The bottom line is that the team is poor and we have no direction or pattern of play. The players we have care not good enough. But surely, we've all heard it, haven't we? We've heard it from every footballer that ever there was that getting to Wembley is like a dream of every footballer. A lot of them never get a chance to go to Wembley. They never go, and it's always a regret of the career that they never got to a final at Wembley. And surely to God, all them players wanted to go to Wembley. Surely they all did. I just can't accept the fact that those players didn't want to win that game and go to Wembley. It looked like they didn't want to go to Wembley, but surely when they stepped out on that pitch, they were thinking that, I don't know what the dressing room was like before, but I'm sure they're all saying, Critch should be saying, come on, this is it, lads. This is the most important game of your life. It's a chance to go to Wembley. You may never get another chance, blah, blah, blah. Do your best, give it everything. And they just didn't, did they? Well, they just came up against a team that were better than them, to be fair. Yeah, long players do cost a fortune, and it's not a lack of investment. I totally agree with you. I mean, it's pretty clear, and I'm going to say this now on air, that Simon Sadler is putting money into this club and he is investing money in this club. he's putting money in all the time. He certainly doesn't take money out. He's putting money in. He's investing his own money. I just think he could do with some more better advice somewhere. He needs somebody that knows the game. A lot of people have mentioned Matt Williams, haven't they? How much he knows the game, and he was a big factor of probably the Oysons getting a lot of the luck that they got was probably through Matt Williams. I don't know if he'd ever come back, but he's somebody that really knows Blackpool very well. Eugene, I think, Eugene, you should stop thinking all these things and really stop posting them, because they are like the kiss of bloody death. I've asked you many times to stop posting these same things. Just say you hope Blackpool will reach, because you thought that we were going to win last night. And when you say it, I think, oh God, oh no. I really do. Please, Eugene, stop. Just say you hope. Garrett, I don't know if this will all go on, but still fuming after that shit show. A semi-final. I was sat in the West, and Critch rightly has some stick. He's stubborn, and personally, I find our football boring and predictable. Fanny about the back and then long diagonal ball up front or chip down the wing. Peterborough totally showed how football should be played, and we're streets behind them. Total class football from Peter and utter shite from us. Yes, indeed, it was. It was wonderful to watch, wasn't it? It was incredible. They played so well, and they just gave us a football lesson. We were goddamn awful, and it showed up really how awful we are at times. We were awful last night, and yeah, we have. We've honestly we've missed roads, haven't we? Shows how much we need a decent striker. We don't look like didn't do. We honestly we could have played till midnight last night. We wouldn't have scored. And here we go, yeah. William Burton says the finances are increasing in the Championship next season, so you would think it's going to be even harder to compete in that league. Well, you get more money if you go up. The thing is, it's going to be harder to compete against the teams that come down. I think that's the problem. You're going to get stuck in League One, aren't you? Because it's going to be like it's going to become like the Premier League, where the clubs that come down from the Premier League, they go straight back up again, and it's going to be the same in the Championship. They're going to come down with more money and go back up again, which is like what we haven't done. We haven't done that so far. We haven't like bossed it, thinking we're going to go down and we'll have a great season. We're not having a great season. We don't know. I don't know the answer, Steve. How much of it was Critchley and how much of it was Colin Calderwood. Critchley can't do it on his own. You tend to. The evidence seems to be there. He does have two assistants, but a lot of people don't reckon they're any good. Oh, Norburn leads. Jake Lawson says Norburn needs the captaincy taken off him. He's just not a good footballer. I thought he looked really good at Peterborough, and I thought he was looking pretty good until he got his broken rib, his cracked rib at Bolton. I thought we're playing quite well. Then he's never seemed to quite get it back since then. I don't know. I can't say I really notice him doing much spectacular. He scored that was a great goal he scored, when that rocket shot he hit in the south stand. I think there's a good footballer in there. Yeah, maybe go to Jimmy Husband. Yeah, you could see Husband as captain, couldn't you? Michael Stewart Higgs Lee. Well, simply not good enough. We need to go back to basics and play 4-4-2 system. It ain't rocket science. Well, 4-3-3. I just feel like 4 at the back. I don't know. I don't think we play this very well. Blackpool FC fancy these. We are probably the hardest running that cup, getting Barnsley, Bolton, and Peterborough. 3 out of the top 6. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did all right, didn't we? We did all right, and I was full of hope. We beat Peterborough on Saturday. We beat them. They look like a team. Second half we trounced them, and then we played like that. I don't know. The ref did have a shocker. Yeah, he did have a shocker, but I'm sick of blaming referees. I'm sick of moaning about referees. It didn't give us much. They never give us much. I don't know what it is. I don't know why they don't give us anything, but they really they don't see it Blackpool's way. I'd love to just watch a game where they saw it Blackpool's way. They don't come along very often, but well, there's been a couple of times when I said we need to like sign that referee on a season-long role, but there's only a couple of them. The rest of the time, I don't like them. Yes, I don't think I very much doubt it's Simon Sadler in this stream. You can always, can you still, are you still, have you still got your capabilities to block people, right? You can block him if he's doing your head in. I wonder if he is a real Simon Sadler. Wouldn't it be great if we had Simon Sadler? Yeah, say 400 quid. That is a good point. We have saved that. Right, here we go. Dave Art. So, Lee, you're the owner. Looking how it's gone so far, the rush performance is going nowhere. Manager who won't change his tactics. Do you sack him, Dobby Bowyer, to name two? It's very difficult to put yourself in the position of an owner because you can put yourself in the position of him, but it's like watching somebody playing poker, isn't it, on TV or something? You can say, you should have gone in there all in or something, but until it's your own money that you're playing around with, it's very difficult to put yourself in that position. And, he's got to make a decision. He kind of believes in Critchley, doesn't he? And obviously doesn't believe in Dobby. He believes Critchley's the future. And if he's going to sack him, then he's got to find somebody else he believes in. And he doesn't seem very good at getting people in. Critch was his one success, which is why it's gone back to him. But would he want to sack him and then start again trying to find somebody? I don't know. Thoughts of Critchley willing to experiment? Yes, I think. Well, it's that, it is, and I've seen it said quite a few times now. It's that definition of madness, isn't it? Keep doing the same thing over and over again without little success. But then, he played against Peterborough and he beat them, didn't he? He won. So he was probably thinking very much like I would be thinking that, we can't beat these teams that, hoof and, and cheat and all the rest of it and that high press and all that. But Peterborough football inside, and he would probably believed after Saturday that we can out football them. But unfortunately, he didn't put the side out to out football them, did he? Yeah, well, I'll worry about that actually, Wayne, if it happens. That's the least of my worries at the moment. I don't think we're going to get to the playoff final. I don't think we're playing Peter. I don't know. I don't think so. Craig Parent says, got a Dashley, keep doing a fantastic job. I've got non-Blackpool fans watching your channel on a Monday morning. Have a good week. Thank you very much. Thank you for supporting us and helping us and watching the videos. And I do say, keep watching the videos. Even if you don't want to watch it, just stick it on your phone and let it play and just put your phone on silent or whatever. You don't have to watch it. But yeah, keep watching the videos. It helps the channel. It doesn't help if you don't watch the videos because YouTube just eventually will just like stop promoting our videos at all if people don't watch them. Mick Beardall says he got the team wrong. They're the best footballing side in the division. I agree. And I think we need a reality check. Look how long it took Sunderland, Ipswich and Sheffield Wednesday to get out of the league. We have no divine. We don't even need to quote those examples. We know bloody well how hard it is to get out of this league. I said before, I don't know if you were in, we went down in 1976. It took us till 2006 and a re-election to get back in to Division 2, didn't it? So we know how long you can be stuck down here. And we also know how hard these teams are to beat. You know what I mean? You come up against the Cheltenhams, don't you? You go there, I'm looking at Cheltenham's ground. It's like a bloody non-league ground, isn't it? And they beat us. You used to be like you used to go to Chesterfield and lose. Walsall in their own ground, lose. Lincoln, lose when they. It's so hard. Well, that's what we hope, isn't it? That's the dream. That's the dream, Nomis, that the club are focused on achieving stability off the field and success on it. That's the dream, isn't it? But we're not. Are we getting any of that at the moment? Are we getting any stability off the field and success on it? Are we actually getting that? I mean, post in the comments, do you think we're actually getting success, stability off the field and success on it? Would you say that was what you're seeing at the moment? We haven't even started anything off the field yet, have we? Yeah, okay, they have spent money, they have improved the training ground, but it's still the Squires Gate, still not really. I was reading that, if they build this new facility, they'll have about 9 pitches or something, and you need all these pitches. You kind of could do with an indoor facility as well for the weather and everything. I actually went through Lytham the other week, and they had the big, massive blow up at Lytham Cricket Club, a big, massive blow up tent where they were playing cricket inside. And I can't understand why we can't have a blow up on Squires Gate and just have something inside, some indoor facility. But maybe it is quite big, but maybe there's only 3 pitches across. Maybe there's not enough. Maybe reducing it down to 2 pitches, you couldn't fit it on. But, definitely the plans for the new training facility is like 9 or whatever pitches. And, they say you need that amount of pitches. So, we're very hamstrung by that training ground. Oh, so, yeah. So yeah, if you're talking about the real Simon and you are the real Simon, then just admit that you're the real Simon and take the comments on board. There's people here, normal Blackpool football fans, telling you, it's not going well. Well, that is a thing, Mick. That is a Mick, isn't it? That is a, can't agree. We've been stable as a club for the previous 10 years of success on the pitch. You're having a laugh. See what happens with crowd numbers next season if this one fizzles out. Well, that is the worry, isn't it? I mean, people are not going to, people are going to think twice about, getting a season ticket, aren't they? If they are as bored as they say they are, and there's really no hope, things have got to excite you, haven't they? To get a season ticket. And if people are not excited, they won't be renewing. Well, actually, I probably can. I think he was there at Bluefield Road last night. The manager that's done that loads of times. He's left and gone and come back. How many times has he been at Peterborough, Darren Ferguson? I don't know. He went once. Yeah, he's left and come back, and that's the best he's ever been doing with Peterborough. So yeah, so they are. He's the one I can name. We don't know, Mick. Is it long-term investment? Supposed to be investing in this development squad, supposed to be investing in building as a stand, and supposed to be investing in building a training ground. But just none of it's not. We're not seeing anything from the development squad. The training ground hasn't started. The stand hasn't started. There's nothing started. So we don't know, do we? How many shots? I think we had 3. 3. It's become a failure because we've come down from the championship. We've come down from the championship and narrowly come down from the championship as well, with a few, for me, there was a few major games that really Blackpool were robbed. Sheffield United in particular was a disgrace. It was just a disgrace. There was one game. There was the one game where Ben Mansford went into the referee and called him a cheat. I know that. The one where the guy didn't give us 2 actually stonewall penalties. Get those 2 penalties and we'd have stayed up. Get the win at Sheffield United. They clobbered Maxwell into the back of the goal. He had 3 players in offside positions and he let a goal stand in the 90th minute. It was a disgrace. So we should have got 2 points there. We'd have stayed up. So we were good enough for the championship. We were beating teams in the championship. We're good enough to win League One. We're not even in, top 6 was for everybody in this club, top 6, and even automatic was the goal. We're not even in him yet. We're not even guaranteed to get in him. So at the moment, it is not good. And we've played more games than other teams, so we're relying on other teams cocking up. I know they've all got to play each other as well, but at the end of the day, this is not the season that we wanted as Blackpool fans, and that's why we're not happy. Well, this is it. As much as it pains me to say that, because I really don't like the guy, but Fergie Jr. is by far a better and much more progressive coach than Neil Critchley will ever be. But he was rubbish. Honestly, I used to love anytime Fergie Jr. came to Bloomfield Road, I was over the moon because we beat them, because he was garbage. So what's happened with Fergie Jr.? He's now, yeah, good. I'm glad you've got rid of him. That's it, blocked him. Well, like Blackpool Football Club. We can block people here as well. Well, yeah. I mean, after relegation, we carved up the side, but that is always a thing, isn't it? You're always gonna players are going to move on, and not everybody wants to come down and play in the blooming League One again, do they? Relegations is never good. It's never a good thing. It's not. Promotion is always a good thing. I don't care what people say about we're not ready. How can we go up? Promotion is always a good thing, but relegation is like the worst thing. It is the worst thing. I think we probably will. Yeah, I think we will stick with him. I don't think he's going to mess about now, especially after he won at Peterborough. I think we'll stick with him. Ideal starting lineup. If I was the one choosing, well, it all depends on what formation we'd play. I certainly, I would start with Dembele. I'd always have Marvin Epiteta in. I've said it before that I actually like O'Donnell as a goalkeeper. I know it's controversial, but I just prefer him. I'd have Jordan Gabriel in. I'd like a back four. Really, I would prefer a back four than a back three in the way we're playing. I like. I've really started liking Albie Morgan. I've really started liking him. I thought they played quite well together, him and Norburn, but they didn't play well together last night. So you don't know. I think you've got to start with I always like a big man, a big striker, small striker combination. So Lavery with any one of the big strikers, I would start with. I didn't think starting with two big strikers it never works really. So yeah, that would probably be it. Yeah. Paul Barrow says, said I won't get rid of Critch unless we lose every game. It will be an expensive exercise. A lot of people will laugh at me, but I still think Critch can do a job for us. Well, we know he can. That's the thing. We know he can. Well, I get this, Michael, but at the end of the day, we've all seen the accounts, haven't we? We've all seen the accounts, and the accounts will show that Blackpool Football Club is being propped up by Simon Sadler. It shows it. It shows it. And we can all go on about how much, the Bowl, the Yates, whatever money, but we don't know. Well, we never know, do we? We've no idea how much we really, we don't know what we got, do we? It's always undisclosed. So it doesn't matter about those. At the end of the day, we know that he's putting money in because it's in the accounts, and it's in the accounts. Why all the staff in the Blackpool shop don't talk to people when we're buying things? They always talk to me. See, I always make people talk to me. So I don't know. I don't know why. It seems strange. They do have. I don't know much about Peterborough, but they do have a very good way of bringing players in and they bring a lot of youth through, don't they? They're very clever, and they always have been. I think a lot of that influence is from Barry Fry, from what I've read. I don't know 100%, but I think a lot of it is from Barry Fry. And they are a fantastic example of a club that's kind of well run. They sell players for good money. They can't seem to stay in the Championship. Jane has a belief that they don't want to stay in the Championship because they don't want to develop the ground, and they have to if they stay in. Could be a thing. I don't know. And maybe they've had Darren Ferguson back. Maybe if we have Critch back about 10 times, eventually he'll become as good as Darren Ferguson was last night. Embarrassing losing at Feedham's ground, Darlington's old ground on the Darlington Arena back in the day. Memories, yeah. I hate losing. I hate losing. I don't think they will, Michael. I don't think they will fall to less than 5. I don't think they'll fall to less than 5,000 next season. I don't. Because something always drags you back. It's like quoting The Godfather, isn't it? It's like just when you think you're out, drag you back in, don't they? That's how it is with football. They'll sign somebody. Something will happen in the summer. Trust me, we'll go on an amazing run in the warm up, and it'll all be looking good. And but people will. It'll never be less than 500. It's just honestly, it's like reading a view from the tower. I believe half the shit. What did I mean by re-election? We had to be re-elected into the football league. We had to apply for re-election. Under the Oceans, we got relegated into non-league, and at that time you could buy yourself back in. You can't do that now, but back in the day when Blackpool got relegated into the non-league, we paid the money and paid ourselves back in with the re-election and got back in. It is, Ian Barron. It's a sad thing, isn't it, to see that Darlington's old ground is a soulless housing estate now. And the Darlington Arena, the death of Darlington, typical Darlow, not good. Yes, Darlow. So I wouldn't, but you're winning at the moment, so enjoy the winning. Duncan Wood said, "Well, that was disappointing, wasn't it? Everybody had seen, that we could have been 4-0 easy down at half time, and the team needed changing. And the fact that he sent out the same team at half time just blew my mind. I still can't get at why he just didn't make 2 or 3 subs at half time. It needed doing." Yeah, he might have been 4 times. He has been there quite a few times as Darren Ferguson. Gareth Gerard says, Peterborough must have one hell of a scouting system and probably the best in League One. Great technical players and coached well by Ferguson. They never seemed rushed or panicked. No, they didn't. And they sussed us out early doors. Yes, they did. I could quite easily get rid of a minimum 8 players at Poole who aren't up to scratch. Totally agree that season's tickets will suffer next season if something doesn't improve quickly. Well, they may well do. I don't think there'll be as many renewing, but I think, they'll do something. Rhodes is injured. Yeah, he's cracked a rib. So that's why he's not playing. Again, it's double D. I won't post double D. Adam Cooper says, just tuned in. I'm not sure what's been covered, but you can always watch it on the rerun. But how Christie could play Virtue for 96 minutes last night after hardly playing football season is beyond everyone. It's beyond everyone, Adam. Nobody can believe why he played Matty Virtue for the whole game when he's not played any football. Or was he just, I don't know. Why did he do that? Why I should have been on at 60 minutes with Dembele and Lavery, miss Dougal and someone in central. But yeah, we do miss Dougal just when he was playing really well. Was Gene. I like na 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 na. You like the hot pots. Na 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 na. Hey Gene. Who the fuck is Gene? Kenny. Oh God, I've already replied to your comment before. She's called Jane, not Jean, but anyway. No, she wasn't there. She hasn't gone to any of the games, so we had a bit of a conflab, to be honest, before it, because it was like, if she goes, will she break the look? You know what I mean? Will the look change because she's go? And she wasn't sure, and she's not really got invested in it by not going to any games. And I said, oh, well, just forget it. I'll just do it on my own, like I've done all the rest. What's the price of adult tickets? What, at Bloomfield Road? If it's season ticket, it works out about just over 15 quid. It was 15 quid last night as well. Yeah, it was the Blackpool fans. I have supported them really well. I mean, those stats, 11,500 at games in League One, we could only dream of years ago. Fans always get riled, and then something will happen. I never know. They might sack Critch in the summer and we'll have 50,000 there. Sign Pep Guardiola as well. Who knows? You don't know, do you, what's going to happen? No, nobody can see the future. Jimmy Gaver says, would you like sin bins in League One sometime? Because they might be using sin bins in the Premier League. I don't know. They just keep messing about with the game, don't they? They mess about with football all the time. I don't really. That's a total different thing that we're going on to a total. We'll probably do a whole program on that. Anyway, I think we've exhausted it. I think we're all pretty much of the same opinion that was just absolutely garbage last night. It was embarrassing. We were taught a football lesson, and I suggest if Simon Sadler, wherever he was that was in, gets Critch to sit down in front of a big video screen tomorrow or whatever it is and just watch how Peterborough played and says, can we do that? Neil, can we do that? Because that's what I want to see. I want to see a team that plays like Peterborough played last night, because they were fabulous, and they just made us look like a bunch of muppets, really, didn't they? They completely controlled the game. It was a joy to watch. That's it. That's it for today. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you want to see, I've got a little banner here. There we go. I even made one of these. I forgot to put it on. Yeah, there you go. You see, if you're enjoying the live stream and you'd like to see more of these, then simply boop the like button. Booping the like button is free, and if enough of you, I don't know how many likes do we need for me to keep doing these, because if you don't like it, there's not a lot of point. So let's aim for, if I can get 50 likes. If I get 50 likes, I'd like to get up to 3,000 likes. But if we get 50 likes, we'll do more and more of these. But there you go. Boop that like button if you can, and we'll do more. Thank you very much. As I say, I did have a thing down there as well. We may bring the phone in back, but not in a as a phone in thing, because people just spoil it all the time and it just ruins it. So I'm thinking of doing it now. I can bring you in as a guest. You don't have to come on screen if you don't want to. You can just come on with your audio, but you would need to have some form of either headphones or earpods or something, so you can hear the conversation, because you won't be able to hear it. And you can't have the program on in the background, or else it kind of double feeds back. So you've got to have some way of listening on your headphones if you want to, or earbuds or whatever if you want to come in, just as a call. It's a little bit more difficult than a phone call, but it's a way around it. So thanks a lot. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope we can beat Bolton on Saturday. Hope we can go on an amazing run, and by the time we get to the end of the season, we're in the playoffs, we're in form, and we win him. That's the dream. I'm not 100% convinced that is going to happen, but I'd love it to. Thanks a lot anyway for watching, and I will see you all. I'll see you all next time. I'm going to get off. Thank you very much. Take it easy.